Hello guys, welcome back with Wealthy Panda. Today I'll be reviewing with you a platform called Lex Marketplace. Now this is a real estate crowdfunding platform that allows you to invest in commercial real estate from as little as $250. Now when I say it allows you to invest in commercial real estate, this is not a REIT. You actually can go to the platform, choose a given building and invest in that specific building. So you will own a piece of a specific building. Now this is very unique in commercial because if you go out and check all the other real estate crowdfunding platform, none of them provide you enough exposure to commercial, and even those who does, it's usually going to be in a REIT. So you cannot say, you know what, I like this building and I want to own a piece of it. This is what makes Lex Marketplace stand from the competition. But this is not the only thing that's unique about Lex Marketplace. The other thing that I love about them is they don't own any of the properties, which is really an interesting situation. Usually companies, they're gonna have to go in, buy the property, then they're gonna divide it into share. What Lex Marketplace do is they go find a commercial building that's probably doing very well. They will tell that management company, hey guys, how about we make a mini IPO where you guys get to sell a piece of your own building and people will own it and you guys just manage it for them. Also, you will still be the biggest holder. So you can just sell 5% or 10% and now you're still managing the building, you are in control. Now this should settle up very well with the building because one, they get access to cash and they are still technically the biggest or the largest holder of that specific building. Now I'm gonna go in and show you guys how this whole thing work. But before I do so, I want to point out that if you try to download Lex Marketplace from either Apple or Android, unfortunately you will not have an immediate access. Right now they technically been running on beta version. They have 3 buildings, so they are still kind of taking it slow of who should be in the list. So usually there's a waiting list. When I signed up, it took me 3 months to actually access the platform. But this doesn't have to be the case because you guys are Wealthy Panda subscriber. You will get a very special offer today. If you use my referral link in the description, the first 10 people who actually use it will get an instant access to Lex Marketplace. So thank you for being a Wealthy Panda subscriber. But you're also going to get a $20 sign up bonus regardless if you are one of the first 10 subscribers or not. So $20 sign up bonus if you deposit at least $100. So make sure to use that link in the description to get your $20 sign up bonus. Now let's jump into the platform and show you how this whole thing works. Now as I highlighted, Lex Marketplace doesn't own the properties, and to be honest I like that because the fact they only have to worry about the platform is a really good thing. The company who is in charge of the real estate or the management company, they understand the market, they've been managing it, and all I have to do for them is, hey, give me a piece of the cake. This is pretty much what the whole thing is about, right? So you have the real estate expert managing the real estate and the guys who are in charge of the tech managing the tech. So it's a really good combination and I think it's unique. I hope I see more platform going forward that does something similar. Now, as of the time I'm making this video, as I highlighted, there's only 3 properties. There's one property which is a garage that's currently available for people to trade. People can buy it and sell stock of it. There's another building that's currently in New York City, and this building is currently going through IPO. So I'm going to talk about IPO first because every company or every building, once it comes to Lex Marketplace, they go through the IPO phase. Now in the IPO, all shares are sold directly by Lex Marketplace, each one for $250. Now you want to buy this share in order to make sure you get appreciation as well as dividend. Now usually they provide you all the information you're looking for regarding this building. So you will be able to access, for example, an estimator. So if you go to the New York building right now, you'll be able to tell how much money should you expect to earn from both dividend as well as appreciation. They will provide you IRR and additional information for that. There's literally a calculator based on how long do you plan to hold. Are you going to sell it in 1 year, 2 years, etc. You can see who are the tenants. For example, in the New York building, one of their biggest tenants is Wells Fargo's bank. They have a couple of hospitals and so on. So you can see all the tenants, how long is their contract. Now, because this is commercial, these places are not renting for 1 or 2 days or 1 year or 2 years like, houses. They're actually renting these places with contract for 10 years and so on. So you can say like the income will be more stable than worrying about a house or some tenant is here for this year but not necessarily here for the next year. So this is kind of an advantage. You can also find stuff about financial information. So they have to disclose this information when do the IPO, how much money is that building is making, etc. All of this stuff you can find it in the documents. So this is really helpful for me to decide should I go ahead and invest in this building or not. Now, the New York right now going through IPO. Once the IPO is finished, what's gonna happen is you will be able to actually, let's say for example, everybody bought the shares. They don't have to be stuck with their shares. Let's say a month from now, 2 months from now, I needed the cash. Guess what? They have a marketplace that's exactly like the stock market. It's open through the weekdays from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. I can go ahead and list my stocks, and somebody who might be interested can buy it. Now, when I signed up, there was no available IPOs, so the only available stocks was for the garage building. I looked at it, I liked the idea. They had a lot of long-term tenants who are renting the garage for a long period of time, and they were making over $1 million a year. So the building was making really good money. I went ahead and bought one share just to try the application, and I got my first dividend. The first dividend, I received it all the way in November. So usually they're supposed to be issue the dividend on a quarterly basis from the rent. But again, they are not forced to do it. You need to understand this. That management company has the upper hand, of course, the one that's managing the building. So they are encouraging them to issue the dividend every quarter. But it comes down, of course, to how much liquidity they have, whether they think they should, etc. I had no issue with the garage. I went ahead and got my dividend. I hope they continue to issue it, and I like the idea of getting a stable income from commercial building for a change. Now, once a company go ahead and became available for exchange, the price will fluctuate. Now, when I say fluctuate, it will come down to supply and demand. Right now, the app is a little bit exclusive. Not everybody have access to it. So probably you would find like, okay, the share may be 250, maybe over time it will go a little bit lower. So I bought, I think, my share for 250 plus, and right now it's being traded for 240. And the reason for this, more people are listing their shares to be sold than people who are buying. This probably will change once the app will become more accessible and anybody can immediately download the app and access it. So I think it's a good time to actually buy these shares on discount. Now, as I highlighted, if you try to sell or buy outside of these hours, it will just go in and become available on the next business day between 9:30 to 4 p.m. I think this is good because, one, I don't actually have to pay any fees. So if I need the cash, I have to liquidate. It's very easy for me to liquidate. My other option is I can just hold on the stocks for me. Now, personally, I'm not buying in order to do trading. I am buying for the long term. This is a good news because guess what? The value of these buildings are appreciated over time. If I'm holding all these shares, let's say I have one share for that garage sale and I don't sell it. Maybe 1-2 years from now, they decide to sell the building. Maybe the building worth twice its price. Guess what? My actual value will be double the price that I paid for. So I don't have to really worry about the marketplace prices. The marketplace prices are just for people who want to go ahead and trade now. Now, take into consideration the lower number of shares, the higher the price. So for example, right now, New York building, they are selling the shares for 250. Guess what? There's much less outstanding share for it than the garage, because the garage was worth around, I think when they issued, around $24 million as a building. So the less outstanding share means probably if you decide even to sell back, you will have a better opportunity to make more money. Now they have a third building that's also coming. I don't know when they're gonna go for an IPO, or they actually able to go ahead and bring a building that have both commercial, I guess, in the first couple of floors, and the rest are apartments. So this would be an interesting building coming from annexation. Now, one thing I want to highlight, honestly, I love the idea that most of their commercial stuff are a little bit of what I'm going to call a high quality. They're in a very strategic location, usually in downtown cities, and these cities usually appreciate on a high rate. So for example, owning a piece of a commercial building in New York City is like a unique opportunity. I have never had this opportunity before. These are the cities that are on fire, or even San Francisco, right? People are moving to it. Everything is going up. Being able to own a piece of these buildings is just, for me, is really a dream coming true. So I think overall Lex Marketplace is a good platform. I'm planning to actually continue investing on this platform as I go forward. I think Lex Marketplace, if they are able to start adding more and more properties, it will become one of my top 10 platforms. Now, I don't like how much return I'm getting from rent only. I think the rent a little bit lower when I compare this to usually other platforms that I'm using in order to get income from single family housing or multifamily housing. But being able to diversify into commercial is definitely a good thing. For me, diversification is a core of my plan. It will help me build more wealth, and it will help me make sure my investment overall are more diversified and more stable. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you did, please go ahead and hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you are not already a subscriber. Thank you guys, and stay tuned with Wealthy Panda.